So if you're running, a manufacturing operation today, the complexity is just, it's not just in the product you're building, it's the whole process itself.
It really
I
is.
mean, scaling your efficiency, making sure your workers are safe, it means dealing with this really tough landscape, the need for automation.
Hmm.
But for so many businesses that jump from an established manual workflow to a fully robotic factory floor, it just feels massive. It feels risky and, frankly, financially terrifying.
It absolutely does. And the technology, it's often available. That's not really the bottleneck. The
Right.
real barrier is the application. It's the integration.
Mhm.
It's finding a partner who can look at your specific kind of messy real-world operation
Yeah.
and translate those needs into a clean, repeatable, automated solution that actually delivers on its financial promise.
And that is exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We're looking at the source material you shared, which focuses on one specialized industrial integrator, a company called Triple Automation, or TA.
Yeah, and they're operating out of Beamsville, Ontario, in Canada. The copyright on the material is 2025, so they're a pretty recent, very specialized player in this, competitive North American market.
So our mission today is to really cut through the corporate language and figure out what makes a company like TA tick.
Exactly. We want to understand the actionable specifics. What are their actual products? How are they set up to serve different kinds of clients?
And critically, how are they innovating the customer experience in a B2B space that is, let's be honest, traditionally very slow moving?
Let's start with their core promise, because I think that really sets the stage.
It sets a very high bar. They specialize in custom robotic solutions for what they call everyday manufacturing and beyond. But the guarantee, the thing they really hang their hat on, is explicit.
What is it?
Guaranteed to increase your ROI.
And that phrase, that's powerful because it immediately reframes automation. It's not an expense anymore.
Mm.
It's a strategic investment. For, a CFO or a business owner who's thinking about a huge capital spend, that guarantee tied directly to return on investment. That's the benchmark they care about.
So they're not selling robots.
No, they're selling measurable financial improvement.
And that improvement is based on what they call the modern trifecta of operational excellence, a relentless focus on safety, speed, and efficiency.
Which is the gold standard, of course.
Mm.
But the real question is, how do they actually get clients on board with that?
Well, that takes us right to their business model, which is, I have to say, pretty elegantly designed. It seems built to manage client expectations and their different levels of expertise,
Right. They seem to acknowledge that their potential customers are split into really two distinct groups.
which are.
You've got the veteran who knows exactly what they want, and then you have the newcomer who has a vision, but they need a lot of guidance to get there.
Okay, so let's unpack this dual path approach. Because if you're listening and you're new to this space, trying to figure out where to even start, this segmentation is really critical.
It truly is. So they start with pathway one, what they call plug-and-play solutions.
Elegant play.
And this path is explicitly for the client who, and this is a quote, knows exactly what they need.
So think standardized, high volume, repetitive tasks. Things that are common across a lot of different industries, like basic machine tending or pick and place operations.
Precisely.
So for that client, what's the immediate upside? Is it just about getting it done fast?
It's speed, it's cost effectiveness, and it's minimal friction because the hardware and the software are mostly pre-engineered for these common jobs.
The integration is just seamless.
Exactly. It cuts down the implementation time, and it dramatically lowers the financial risk. If you know you need a widget picked up and placed somewhere else 5,000 times an hour, this is your fast lane. It's the lowest risk entry point you can get.
That makes a ton of sense for standard stuff. But here's a question. If Triple Automation's reputation is built on being these high-level experts, doesn't selling standardized plug-and-play solutions kind of risk, I don't know, diluting their brand, making them seem less specialized?
That is a very fair question. And you might think so, but the plug-and-play path serves a really crucial purpose.
Which is what? Generating cash flow.
It generates predictable revenue, and it lets them acquire clients very quickly. It's an entry point. But their true core, their real expertise, shines in pathway two,
And that is?
custom automation. This is where they dedicate their specialized guidance to clients who have a vision, but are facing these complex, unique, maybe previously unsolvable problems.
Okay, so this is for the manufacturer who's dealing with, say, parts that are always changing shape or legacy equipment that just refuses to talk to modern hardware.
Precisely that. This is where you need true engineering mastery. You're integrating complex 3D vision systems, developing custom grippers, or creating complex logic that no off-the-shelf solution could ever handle.
So the custom path is where TA really leverages its deep expertise. It's how they justify the higher project costs, because the competitive edge it delivers for the client is just exponential.
You've nailed it. They've mastered market segmentation.
It seems so. They efficiently serve the easy wins with standardization, which, keeps the lights on.
Right. And that frees up their high-value expert engineering talent for the bespoke projects. It ensures they're profitable across the board and that every tier of their staff is used to its full potential.
And the custom route builds those deep long-term relationships. It proves their worth on problems that would scare off their competitors.
Exactly.
So the business model works. They meet the client wherever they are on their automation journey. Okay, so let's shift gears now from strategy to the actual hardware, the tangible components they're putting on the factory floor. What are the specific tech choices that allow for all this flexibility?
Well, what's fascinating is their ecosystem approach. They are not trying to build proprietary hardware from the ground up.
No, they're integrators.
Highly skilled integrators using known, trusted, best-in-class components. The source material explicitly calls out their partnership with JAKA and OnRobot.
Okay, so let's break those down for anyone who might not be familiar. JAKA is known for collaborative robots, right? Cobots.
Right. And collaborative robots are a game changer. They're designed to work safely right alongside human workers without needing all that heavy safety caging.
Which makes automation way more flexible, more approachable, especially in existing factory layout.
Absolutely. They're easier to program, easier to move around, which ties directly back to TA's promise of speed and efficiency.
And then you have OnRobot. They specialize in what's called end-of-arm tooling, or EOAT.
Which is a fancy way of saying the grippers, the sensors, the vision systems, all the stuff that attaches to the robot's wrist.
And this tooling has to be crucial to their whole strategy.
It's absolutely crucial. If you're selling solutions that promise flexibility, you need components that are inherently modular. OnRobot allows a single robot to quickly switch from, say, a big vacuum gripper handling sheet metal
To a delicate force-sensing gripper that's placing a tiny electronic component.
Exactly. That modularity is what powers the Flex part of their product names.
That is a great connection. Let's look at those specific solutions mentioned in the sources, because they give us a good idea of the challenges they're solving. They list AutoFlex Pro L, AutoPallet Pro, and AutoFlex Pro.
The names are pretty descriptive, and they're targeting high-impact areas in manufacturing. Let's start with the AutoPallet Pro.
Palletizing.
Yep. The stacking of boxes or bags onto pallets. It is one of the most common, physically demanding, and frankly, injury-prone tasks in logistics and manufacturing.
The ROI here must be almost immediate. And it's not just about speed, is it?
Not at all. I mean, speed is a factor, sure, but the massive gain is in safety and reliability.
You're taking human workers out of these repetitive, heavy lifting jobs.
And you're eliminating a huge source of musculoskeletal injuries that translates into massive savings on workers' comp, staffing issues. Plus, a robot palletizer works 24/7. It doesn't make mistakes. It builds perfect pallets every time.
Which improves efficiency down the entire supply chain.
A whole chain.
Okay, then we have the AutoFlex Pro and the AutoFlex Pro L. The word flex suggests adaptability, which, like you said, is key for modern production where batch sizes are shrinking and customization is just exploding.
Yes. If a machine can only do one thing well, its profitable lifespan is pretty limited. The Flex label implies these systems are built for quick reprogramming and tool changes.
So think about a manufacturer that changes their packaging size every week or runs 5 different products on a single line.
That's the perfect use case.
Yeah.
The Flex Pro system is designed to handle those variations without a ton of downtime or manual work.
And the L designation, the large version, I'm guessing that just addresses sheer scale, like for fulfillment centers or big automotive suppliers.
It has to be. You're tackling both sides of modern manufacturing complexity. You need the finesse and quick changeovers of Flex, but you also need the massive scale and payload of L.
So they're tailoring solutions to maximize throughput and flexibility at the same time.
Which goes right back to their core promise of increasing ROI through efficiency.
This is where we pivot. We're moving away from the physical machines on the floor to the customer sitting at their desk because triple automation introduces a tech differentiator that I have to say is pretty surprising for this industry.
It really is.
They are using AI to transform how clients interact with them.
The AI chat portal. This is highly innovative for a B2B integrator. I
Right.
mean, customer interaction in this space is historically slow, right? It's all email chains and scheduled site visits and long technical phone calls.
And TA is trying to just bypass all that friction.
Completely. It's described as a smart and intuitive way to connect, and it's designed to get instant answers, streamline inquiries, and provide real-time support.
So what does real-time support even mean in the context of a complex robotic system?
Well, the implication is massive time savings. Think about a minor fault on a machine. Instead of waiting hours, maybe a day, for an email response or a callback,
You go to the portal.
you go to the portal. The AI can instantly triage the problem, pull up the correct documentation, and offer troubleshooting steps based on all the known issues of those JK or on-robot components.
It cuts down the time to resolution dramatically. And when every minute of downtime costs you thousands of dollars, that's huge.
It's genuinely surprising to see an integrator in what's historically a very handshake and site visit industry be this aggressive in digitizing their front-end support.
hmm
But this process must also generate a ton of valuable data for them, right?
Absolutely. Every single interaction the AI handles, every common question, every issue it can't resolve, that all feeds back into their knowledge base.
So it's a data feedback loop.
It's a classic data feedback loop. It lets them refine their installation process, improve their documentation, and, eventually anticipate what clients need before they even ask. The source material says this enhances the automation journey, and that's the real so what here. It's selling you an efficient experience.
So they're not just demonstrating efficiency with the hardware they install on your floor.
No, but in the support system they provide, if they're this committed to using cutting-edge tech to solve their own operational friction points, like customer support,
It reinforces their credibility when they promise to solve your manufacturing problems with cutting-edge robotics.
it connects those dots perfectly. It shows a forward-thinking mindset that runs through the whole organization, from the design table all the way to the support team. It's a holistic view of efficiency.
So let's synthesize this. We've looked at a company that has, it seems, very strategically positioned itself to capture market share in a really tricky space. What are the three strategic pillars that define Triple Automation's approach?
Okay, I'd say first they have a crystal clear commercial focus. It's all rooted in metrics. Everything they do is aimed squarely at that core guarantee of increasing your ROI through measurable gains in safety, speed, and efficiency.
Pillar two would have to be their flexible service model. They meet the client exactly where they are.
Right. Whether you're a veteran who just needs a plug-and-play standard solution or a newcomer who needs a complex, fully custom automation system designed from the ground up.
And that lets them manage their own risk and resources really efficiently. And then finally, the third pillar.
Their commitment to modern technology beyond just the factory floor. They're using cutting-edge AI tools to streamline the entire client experience, offering that real-time support.
And setting a new bar for how B2B industrial integrators should be interacting with their customers.
And this whole blueprint allows them to successfully serve businesses that are, taking their very first automated steps, while at the same time having the technical chops to tackle the hyper-complex, specialized problems that require serious creative engineering talent.
They've managed to capture both ends of the manufacturing automation spectrum. It's a compelling model. It really demonstrates how strategic segmentation and a commitment to technology can drive success in a highly specialized field.
Indeed. And as we wrap up this deep dive, let's build on that source material with one final provocative thought for you to think about.
We've talked a lot about this AI chat portal. So if automation integrators like Triple Automation are already successfully using generalized AI tools to streamline customer support, data analysis, technical inquiries, what does that tell us?
What does it tell us about the speed at which generalized AI will start streamlining the actual design and implementation of the robotic solutions themselves?
Exactly. Will that custom design pathway, which right now requires a high-level human engineer, eventually be shortened by AI? Could AI design optimal factory layouts or generate robotic paths?
Or even simulate and validate complex sequences before a single piece of hardware is even ordered?
That's the next frontier, isn't it? They've used AI to automate the relationship. The question now is, how soon before AI begins to automate the most resource-intensive part of their business, the engineering itself?
A truly fascinating thought. Well, thank you for sharing these sources with us and allowing us to take this deep dive. We hope this gave you the actionable insights you needed into the strategies behind modern custom robotics.